How to crochet a granny heart. You're going to start with any weight of yarn and an appropriate sized hook. For this version, I used a medium weight yarn and a J hook. And you're going to chain 4. So to chain is to wrap around the yarn and pull it through the loop on your hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to skip the first 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and insert your hook into the 4th chain. And then you're going to create a slip stitch, which is a yarn over, and pull that through all the loops on your hook. And now you've formed a small ring. And we're going to be crocheting into this ring. If you haven't crocheted in a ring before, some people find it helpful to put a stitch marker there. Okay, so that's our ring. Now we're going to start with round 1. So we're going to chain 1, so yarn over and pull through 1 loop. And then we're going to work the rest into the center of this ring. So this first part, we're going to do it 3 times, which is 3 double crochets and a chain 2. So if you don't remember a double crochet, you're going to yarn over. You're going to insert your hook into the ring, and you'll have 3 loops. So 2 loops plus the ring on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through the first loop. So you'll still have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then repeat that, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's a double crochet, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through 2 loops twice. So that's our second double crochet. We're going to do 1 more. So that's 3 double crochets and now into the ring, and now we're going to chain 2. So 1, 2. Okay, we're going to repeat that, the 3 double crochets and the chain 2s 2 more times. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochets and chain 2. So that's 1 repeat. We're going to repeat it again. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, oops, split the yarn a bit there. 3, and then chain 2. Now we're just going to repeat the 3 double crochets into the ring. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just to take a look, we're creating a square. You may recognize this as the first round of a granny square, traditional granny square. So we have 4 sets of 3 double crochets. In between the first 3 sets, we have 2 chains. For this last set, because we're not going to change colors for the next round, we're going to yarn over and pull through a loop, also known as a chain. And then instead of doing 2 chains, we're going to work a single crochet to the top of our first double crochet. And that's going to count as the second chain in our chain 2 space. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. So we have 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 1 loop. So that's a single crochet. The reason why we did that is to end this square at the point of the space. If we chained 2 and joined with a slip stitch, we would be ending on top of these 3 double crochets, and it will also leave a more visible seam. By putting the seam in the chain space, it's going to get covered by the stitches in the next round. So for the next round, we're going to chain 1. We're going to start in this first chain 2 space that we just made by doing 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to begin our pattern repeat, and this we're going to do 3 times. So we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next 3 double crochets, and we're going to work into the chain 2 space, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and a 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. Oops, lost my loop. Okay, so our repeat is the chain 1 space, skip the next 3 double crochets, and then 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So that's 1 time. Okay, so we're going to repeat it again for the second repeat, or the third in total. So that is chain 1, and now we're going to do our 3 double crochets and chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Okay, so we had 3 repeats in total, and now we're coming back to that first chain 2 space. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next 3 double crochets. In our first chain 2 space, we already have 3 double crochets, so we're just going to do 1 set of 3 double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to chain 1, and again we're going to, instead of another chain, we're going to insert our hook under the first double crochet from this round and make a single crochet. And that's how we're going to close off that chain 2 space. So far, if you've made a granny square before, this looks just like the first 2 rounds of a granny square. And now we're going to add the heart component, the bumps of the heart. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip our first 3 stitches, and we're going to be working into this next chain 1 space. We're going to work 12 treble or triple crochets. So to work a treble crochet, you're going to wrap the yarn around twice. You're going to insert your hook into that chain 1 space. You're going to yarn over and drop a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops 3 times. So yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And that's your first treble crochet. We're trying to get 12 of them, so you have 11 more. So remember, it's yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over and drop a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. If it helps, thinking of the triple crochet, it's 3 times that you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's 2. We're going to do 10 more in the same space until we have a total of 12. Okay, so now we have 12, and then what we're going to do is we're going to skip the next 3 double crochets, and we're going to slip stitch into this chain 2 space. So again, a slip stitch is you're going to insert your hook and yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. Okay, so we have there the first bump of the heart. Now we're going to skip, we're going to repeat that, what we just did. So we're going to skip the next 3, work the 12 triple crochets into the next chain 1 space, and then skip the next 3 and slip stitch into the next chain 2 space. Okay, so again, we're skipping these first 3 double crochets, and then we're going to do 12 triple crochets or treble crochets into this chain 1 space. I'm going to skip the next 3 double crochets, and I'm going to slip stitch in the chain 2 space. And then we're going to fasten off Remember to always leave several inches of yarn tail. There you go. And that is how you crochet a granny heart.